Have you ever found yourself staring at a surprise bill right before payday, wondering how you are going to bridge the gap without paying outrageous overdraft fees or falling into a predatory payday loan trap? If you use budgeting and cash advance apps, Dave is likely on your radar. The platform built its entire reputation on helping people avoid hidden bank fees and offering small, short-term cash advances to tide them over until their next paycheck. But when you are in an absolute pinch, the real question is how fast you can actually get that money in your hands. The short answer is yes, you can borrow money instantly from Dave, but it comes with a few specific catches and fees you need to understand before you click request. When you apply for what Dave calls an extra cash advance, the standard transfer method usually takes up to 3 business days to land in your linked checking account, which does not help if your emergency is happening right this second. However, Dave offers an express delivery option that routes the funds to your debit card or a Dave spending account within minutes. This speed is what makes it a lifeline for millions of users facing sudden financial crunches. Getting to that instant funds button requires meeting a set of baseline eligibility criteria that Dave enforces strictly. First, you need to connect a valid checking account that has a consistent history of income deposits, showing Dave that you have a reliable cash flow to repay the advance. Dave looks for a steady pattern of deposits rather than a specific minimum credit score, which makes it accessible to freelancers, gig workers, and traditional W-2 employees alike. You also need to maintain a positive balance in your primary account and demonstrate a history of regular transactions. If your account frequently sits at 0 or shows erratic activity, the app may deny the advance or offer a significantly lower limit than you need. When you first start using the app, your extra cash limit will likely be on the lower side, often starting anywhere from $25 to $100. Over time, as you build a consistent track record of repayment and keep your linked account healthy, Dave may gradually increase your maximum limit up to $500. This limit is calculated automatically by the platform's proprietary algorithm based on your income frequency, spending habits, and account history. You cannot manually request a limit increase or negotiate for a higher amount with customer support, meaning you have to work within whatever cap the system assigns you at that exact moment. While the ability to get cash instantly is convenient, that speed is never completely free. If you choose the standard transfer to avoid fees, you have to wait several days, defeating the purpose of an emergency loan. To get the money instantly, Dave charges an express fee that varies depending on the exact amount you are borrowing and how the funds are routed. On top of that express fee, you will often encounter optional tipping prompts during the checkout process. While tipping is technically voluntary, many users feel pressured to add a tip, which quietly drives up the overall cost of borrowing a relatively small amount of money over a very short period. Repayment is another crucial piece of the puzzle that you cannot afford to ignore. When you take an extra cash advance, Dave automatically schedules the repayment date to coincide with your next predicted payday, which is usually determined by your deposit history. On that specific day, the app will automatically debit the borrowed amount directly from your linked checking account. You need to make sure the funds are actually sitting in your account when that debit hits, because if the transaction fails due to insufficient funds, you could trigger overdraft fees from your traditional bank alongside potential restrictions on your Dave account. Before committing to an advance, it is worth weighing whether a cash advance app is genuinely the best tool for your specific financial situation. Apps like Dave are designed strictly for minor, short-term cash flow gaps and should never be used as a long-term solution for chronic budget shortfalls. Relying on continuous advances can trap you in a rolling cycle where every paycheck is instantly eaten up by repaying the previous advance, leaving you constantly chasing your tail financially. If you are facing a massive emergency that far exceeds a few $100s, looking into local community resources, credit union assistance programs, or negotiating a payment extension directly with your biller is often a much safer path. Ultimately, Dave can deliver cash into your account within minutes when an unexpected expense pops up and your bank account is running dry. The process is streamlined, requires no hard credit check, and avoids the predatory triple-digit interest rates associated with traditional storefront payday lenders. Just remember to factor in the express fees, keep a close eye on your repayment date, and use the feature strictly as a temporary safety net rather than a permanent pillar of your personal finance strategy.